morning, guys. Welcome to the channel, OGA Outdoors. My name's Ben. I'm out here today in the kindling factory, making some nice clean kindling. I'm splitting the bark off of it. In my area, if you leave bark on, I don't care if you have pine logs, if you split it up and leave the bark on, the bugs are going to get under it, make the bark fall off. It's going to make a terrible mess. So we do it this way. But that's not what we're going to talk about today. I'm talking about this: log tongs, skidding tongs, log claws. I've seen them by a lot of different names. These are advertised, I think, as log claws. That's what the box said. They're 28 inches. They're manufactured by a company called GARVEE, G-A-R-V-E-E. They reached out to me and wanted me to try them out. I haven't really used them a lot. You saw me bringing those couple of logs over here. They work pretty good for that. You know, if you've been around here before, you know I deal mainly in tree service wood. So I get all different shapes and sizes. So I can think of I don't know, 100 uses for these. Right now I got to get back to making some kindling, but I want to go get a log over here. It's a lot bigger log and shorter. I think these will work great for that. Alright guys, I got my kindling made. That'll make the wife happy. She can feed the heater with the nice dry pine this winter. It'll burn like paper. I want to get back to these log tongs, log claws, whatever you want to call them. There's lots of different names. I was out online looking at these when GARVEE first reached out to me. I was looking to see, you know, how to use them and everything. There were other companies online that had demonstrations, and I was looking. All those required some assembly. You know, they had bolts and everything. I was pleasantly surprised when these came. Opened the box, they were just laying there ready to go. All I did was hook a chain to them, hooked them to the bucket, good to go. They sent me a discount code. I'll leave it down in the description box. It's for 10% off, so go out and give them a look. These are 28 inches. They make a larger size. They were 30 something inches. I didn't need the bigger size, I didn't think. They were like 50 pounds. I didn't really want to mess with 50 pounds. Real heavily made. These are 32, 33 pounds. But I can talk about them all day, but let's get out here and let me show y'all how they work. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up for today. I got some weather moving in. We've had a lot of that lately. Seems like we're in the never-ending severe thunderstorm season. But these are just like any tool. There's a learning curve. I'm getting used to them. I don't have a lot of good things to do with them right now. They're okay for moving logs. I'd rather use pallet forks for just straight up moving logs around. These would really shine if I had a tree service come here and dump me a load of logs and they were all just tangled up mess. I could fish them out and separate them easily without having to hook a chain to them. Be easier than just trying to get the pallet forks in there, because pallet forks are great to pick up with, but you get any pressure, upward pressure on them, you can damage your frame. Don't ask me how I know that, but from experience, I guess. But I got some video here I'm going to show you where I was really struggling loading and unloading the trailer, a lot of chain work and everything, and I think these would have really helped my life out a lot. But like always, you like my videos, give me that thumbs up, subscribe if you hadn't already. Good Lord willing, I'll see you on the next video. Thanks. And of course the log had to land on its butt end. It couldn't land on its side. So here I am, Superman, going to roll this log over. Not going to happen.